to 1 gram percentage. Is this clear? Next system will be respiratory system. Now we are left with respiratory system, renal, and GIT, and we have approximately 20 minutes time. So let's rush through. Let's quickly go through these systems. Divisions of respiratory tract and concept of dead space, very important. Muscles of respiration, we know chief muscle of inspiration is diaphragm, and it is assisted by external intercostal. Muscles of expiration are abdominal muscles and internal intercostal. Mechanics of respiration, the two important movements, bucket handle movement and pump handle movement, along with pressure volume changes in pleura and lung. That is mechanics of respiration, sometimes asked as long answer question. Lung volumes and capacities, this question has been twice asked as long answer question, as well as it is part of your practical physiology in spirometry. So you should know definitions and normal values of all of them. It is very important. Respiratory membrane, structure of that, only once or twice this has been asked. Gaseous exchange, not very frequently asked, but a question based on gaseous exchange is asked, usually in form of multiple choice question. Diffusion lung capacity of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, such things are asked as multiple choice question. Then HbO2 dissociation curve, we have already spoken. Chloride shift has recently been asked as short answer question. It is also called as Hamburger phenomenon. And more amount of chloride shift, or more frequently it is seen in venous circulation. With chloride shift, there is movement of water also inside RBCs. That's why RBCs swell, because of presence of more amount of water. Thus, size of RBCs in venous circulation is more as compared to size of RBCs in arterial circulation. That is why packed cell volume of venous blood is more than that of arterial blood. This is a very tough concept which can be sometimes asked. Regulation of respiration, extremely important, mark it as very, very, very important. Can be asked as long answer question, can be asked as short answer question. Neural regulation has often been asked as long answer question. Chemical regulation has often been asked as short answer question. Hypoxia, another important short note, and sometimes questions come on hypoxia, individual type of hypoxia in multiple choice question. These are questions, last ones are concepts on exercise physiology and environmental physiology. Very rarely questions have featured on this. Dysparism is usually seen in divers, those who are uh, dive into diving, or mariners. And what happens is there is bubbling of nitrogen which is present in inhaled air, and that causes various problems. Another name for that is bend, BEND. Dysbarism is also known as bend. Let's approach this. Which of the following is false about first 16 divisions of respiratory tract? It is called as conducting zone. It's a true statement. Gaseous exchange does not occur in this region. Yes, it is a true statement because there are no alveoli present in first 16 division. It approximately contains 150 ml of air. Yes, right. That is a correct option. This is called as anatomical dead space. This is called as anatomical dead space. A very important concept, dead space. Please read about it. So what remains? The wrong option. The volume of air in this region is not called as residual volume. It is called as dead space. It is called as dead space volume. Clear? Residual volume is the amount of air remaining in lungs after maximum exhalation. After maximum exhalation. At the end of normal or tidal exhalation, the amount of air which is remaining is called as functional residual capacity. Another favorite question of examiners during Viva. Functional residual capacity. So correct answer here is D. Let's proceed. Which of the following is true about regulation of respiration? Another very important topic. Dorsal respiratory group of neurons in medulla. Medulla oblongata contains two types of regulatory centers, dorsal and ventral respiratory group of neurons. Inspirator ramp signal is generated by dorsal respiratory group of neurons? This multiple choice question has often been asked. So it is a true statement. A is true statement. Peripheral chemoreceptors are strongly activated during anemic hypoxia. Usually, we tend to believe that during hypoxia there will be stimulation of peripheral chemoreceptors because they are sensitive to partial pressure of oxygen. But in anemia, dissolved oxygen is not changing, and peripheral chemoreceptors are sensitive to dissolved oxygen and not the oxygen carried by RBCs. So, it is the only exception amongst all anemias where there will not be stimulation of peripheral chemoreceptors. So in anemic hypoxia, peripheral chemoreceptors are not stimulated. They are not stimulated. Please read about all four types of hypoxia. Ventral respiratory group of neurons are active during tidal respiration is a false statement. Acoustic center has got inhibitory influence on inspiration. It's again a false statement. So true statement is A. Dorsal respiratory group of neurons generates inspiratory RAM signal. Next, renal system. Let's quickly proceed with that. Physiological anatomy of kidney and microstructure of nephrons. There are two types of nephrons we all know. One is cortical, the other one is juxta medullary nephron. Please do not confuse them with juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtamedullary are going deep into medulla. That's why they have got longer loops, whereas corticals have got shorter loop. Hmm? Glomerular filtration rate, another very important topic, often asked a short answer or long answer question. The definition, the normal value, how to measure it, what are factors affecting it, and what is the regulatory mechanism for GFR. The absorption of various substances like sodium, glucose, potassium, and H plus ions. Sometimes they are asked. Concept of the renal threshold or tubular transport maximum for glucose, usually asked as multiple choice question. Counter current mechanism, very rarely asked as short answer question. You should know what there are two components. One is called as counter current multiplier, the other one is called as counter current exchanger. Counter current multiplier occurs in loop of Henle, exchanger occurs in vasa recta. Role of aldosterone and ADH. Aldosterone is secreted, it's a steroidal hormone secreted by adrenal cortex, whereas ADH is synthesized by hypothalamus, stored in posterior pituitary, and released by posterior pituitary. Antidiuretic, that means it is going to reduce the volume of urine. Is it clear? So it is antidiuretic. Obligate urine volume is a very important concept, has been asked in MUHS examination. And micturition reflex, pudendal nerve is very important. So S2, S3, S4 is the root value. So that you need to know. Let's begin. Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone mechanism, a very important question CVS. Same renin is secreted by kidney. There are three hormones secreted by kidney, important ones: renin, erythropoietin, and active form of vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D3 is synthesized in kidney. Three hormones. And in biochemistry, you will get a question on vitamin D is hormone justify? A short answer question. So renin, let's consider here. Renin is mainly secreted by juxtaglomerular cells in afferent arteriole, cells in peritubular capillary bed, cells in proximal tubule, type 2 pneumatocytes. So it has nothing to do. Easily this option you can eliminate. Type 2 pneumatocytes, obviously pneumatocytes are present in lungs, so nothing to do. What they do by type 2 pneumatocytes, they cause synthesis of, or they are responsible for synthesis of two important substances. One is surfactant, DPP, dipalmitoyl. Yes, anyone? No? Dipalmitoyl lecithin or dipalmitoyl phosphatidylcholine. Okay, so it is the most abundant phospholipid present in surfactant. Another substance synthesized by type 2 nematocytes is angiotensin converting enzyme, which causes conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Right? Okay, let's proceed with this MCQ. Renin is mainly secreted by juxtaglomerular cells of afferent arteriole. They are also secreted. Renin is also secreted by Lassus cells. which is also a component of juxtaglomerular apparatus. We'll talk more about it in a while. Cells of peritubular capillary bed, they cause or they are responsible for secretion of erythropoietin. 85% of erythropoietin is secreted by kidney, 15% is secreted by liver. Type 2 nematocytes we have already seen. Little controversy is there with structure of juxtaglomerular apparatus. Usually we consider Guyton as our standard textbook, but there are so many other standard textbooks like Ganong, Verne and Levy, Johnson. All of them have got a different theory about structure of juxtaglomerular apparatus. Okay, see, the difference is Guyton says it is formed by afferent arteriole, distal tubule, and the interstitium in between them. Whereas all these books say afferent arteriole, the thick part of ascending loop of Henle, and interstitium in between them. Here only in this aspect we may have to contradict Guyton, and we have to go with other standard textbooks that constituent is thick ascending loop of Henle and not distal tubule. But now the confusion will be increased when I show you the diagram. This is a diagram from Ganong. This is a diagram from one Indian author's textbook, Hindu Purana. Okay, you will find here distal convoluted tubule, distal tubule. Here also you will find distal tubule. That just makes you believe that macula densa is present in distal tubule, but no. Ganong makes a clear statement that distal tubule starts macula densa onwards. Distal tubule starts macula densa onwards. That is what Ganong says, and we have to go by that. These are two important diagrams. This is little complicated, and this one is much simplified and much acceptable diagram. So do practice this diagram, juxtaglomerular apparatus, frequently asked question. Let's proceed. Which of the following substances is preferred for measurement of GFR? We all know inulin is preferred for measurement of GFR over creatinine or urea. Then what is this pH? Para-aminohippuric acid is important for measurement of renal blood flow or renal plasma flow, to be very precise. Renal plasma flow. Okay. Definition of GFR, ultrafiltrate formed by all the glomeruli of both the kidneys in 1 unit time. And unit time is in per minute. Don't mention 180 liters per day. It has to be mentioned as 125 ml per minute. I am repeating, 125 ml per minute and not as 180 liter per day. Factors affecting GFR, a very favorite question. Renal blood flow is the strongest determinant, followed by glomerular and capsular hydrostatic pressure, oncotic pressure, total surface area of the filtration membrane, and permeability of glomerular capillaries. These are factors affecting. Now there is another very confusing term, regulation of GFR. So regulation of GFR is neural mechanism, hormonal mechanism, and auto-regulation of GFR. Auto-regulation of GFR is one of the favorite short notes. So please prepare. It has got two components: myogenic theory and tubuloglomerular feedback. Is this fine? So regulation is by neural, hormonal, and auto-regulation, whereas factors affecting are renal blood flow, glomerular and capsular hydrostatic pressure, oncotic pressure, surface area of the filtration membrane, and permeability of glomerular capillaries. This has to be very, very clear. Next, MCQ, countercurrent exchanger. I have already mentioned it. It occurs in vasa recta. It does not occur in loop of Henle. What occurs in loop of Henle? Countercurrent multiplier operates in loop of Henle. What is the role of proximal tubule? 66% of water and electrolyte absorption, that is maximum water and electrolyte absorption, occurs in proximal tubule. Only remaining 33% occurs in loop of Henle, distal tubule, and collecting ducts. Is it fine? So maximum glucose absorption, maximum sodium absorption, maximum sodium absorption, water absorption, all occur in proximal tubule. Please remember this. Vasa recta, they are involved in counter current exchanger. Let's move. Yes, this is a very favorite multiple choice question. Renal threshold of glucose is for glucose is 180 milligram per deciliter. Whenever blood sugar goes beyond 180, it glucose starts appearing in urine. Okay, whenever it goes above 375, kidneys can no longer reabsorb they can no longer reabsorb glucose, and this is called as transport maximum of glucose. It is transport maximum for glucose. Two important concepts: threshold, renal threshold is 180, transport maximum for glucose is 375 milligram per deciliter. Obligate urine volume, what it is? How much minimum renal kidney urine should be produced by kidneys in order to excrete all the waste products? Answer is 500 milliliter. Answer is 500 milliliter per day. This is called as obligate urine volume. This question has also featured in MUHS examination. So obligate urine volume, whenever it is less than 500, we start defining it as oliguria. Lastly, we have gastrointestinal system. We have got secretory component and movement component. In among secretion, we have got saliva, we have got gastric juice, pancreatic juice, and bile. Question on saliva has very frequently been asked. Sometimes question on bile and pancreatic juice has been asked. Rarely gastric juice question has featured, but not very recently. Bile has definitely come. Various movements that can occur: deglutition, a very favorite short answer question; peristalsis, another very favorite short answer question; migrating motor complex, a very favorite topic for MCQs; retropulsion, mass movements, hostrations. These are various other movements which can be seen in gastrointestinal tract. Retropulsion, mass movements, and hostrations. Another very small topic, but if you do not understand this, you are at you'll be compromising your academic performance surely. Gastrointestinal hormones, very important. Questions are invariably asked on these, or at least concepts based on these. Gastrin, cholecystokinin are most important amongst these. Are most important amongst these. So please read about them. Gastrin and cholecystokinin. Pacemaker for gastrointestinal smooth muscle contraction is or are. We tend to think we have been learning about pacemakers since ages, and then we just tend to think, what kind of question they are asking? Apunish Bhagwan hai, I can answer everything, and then we'll end up in trouble. What is the answer for this? Answer is interstitial cells of Kajal, and it is not SA node. Whenever word pacemaker comes, we tend to mark SA node. Don't do something like this. Pacemaker for smooth muscle contraction of GIT are interstitial cells of Kajal. There is third pacemaker which often comes in respiratory system, regulation of respiration. So pacemaker for regulation of respiration is pre-Bjorzinger complex. It is pre-Bjorzinger complex. Next question, law of gut, another important topic often missed. It states it has got two components. What are these two components? That whenever there is stretching of gut intestine, there is initiation of peristaltic reflex, and this peristaltic movement is always towards anus, not towards mouth. Okay, the direction is not orad, it is towards anus, anal direction of movement of peristaltic wave. That is law of gut. Peristaltic reflex and movement of peristaltic wave towards anus is law of gut. Is it fine? Next, which of the following may not be constituent of saliva? Tyline, yes. Lactoferrins, yes. Trypsin, trypsin tend to confuse few people. Trypsin is not a constituent. It is a protein digesting enzyme, which is not a function of saliva. Don't get confused. So answer here is this. Some people will be baffled by this. ABO blood group antigens. Yes, they are present in saliva, and those people who tend to secrete ABO blood group antigens, they are called as secretors. A favorite Viva question: what are secretors? Fine. Bile salts stimulate synthesis of more bile and bile salts by river. Okay, this is called as, this type of action of bile salts is called as cholaretic action. That means Any action which causes synthesis of more bile salts, that is called as choleritic. Bile salts, a very favorite topic. Please read about bile and bile salts. Last question, I guess, in this list. Which of the following is not an action of cholecystokinin? Prolongation of gastric emptying, yes, it delays gastric emptying. Mediation of intestinal phase of pancreatic secretion, yes, it is very much involved in that. Increasing small intestinal peristaltic activity, yes, it does increase peristaltic activity in small intestine, whereas it reduces peristaltic activity in stomach. And choleritic action. What is the answer here? What is not the action of cholecystokinin? It is not choleritic. It is cholagogic in action. That means it causes contraction of gallbladder and thereby release of bile, but it will not stimulate synthesis of bile by liver, bile and bile acids. Please remember this. It is not choleritic. It is cholagogic. That means something which is going to cause contraction of gallbladder and release of bile. These are the references which I have used. I would like to specially thank Dr. Yasmin Zubair